Hello everybody, this is CD Mangaka in the editing process of this video. This is from East Coast Throwdown 2024. This is the top 32 section of Grand Blue Fantasy versus Ryzen. You can see that there's tons of players throwing down off the streams, and I had the privilege of watching Redeemer and Elsa play their set. I namely recorded this for Redeemer since he is one of my Colorado local players. He drives down from Wyoming, but he's mine. You can't have him. So this is actually a near Henri matchup, which actually I think most of the talk of the town is that this is actually Henri favored just because he has so many ways of dealing with Death's pressure because of the myriads of counter options, and you're going to see Redeemer use many of his counters to excellent effect in this set. Namely, like right there, a lot of people don't know this about Henri, but you are able to use his unique skill, his counter, on jump-ins as well. So he's able to jump at you, and it's a 50-50 on if he's jumping in at you with a normal that you can anti-air, or if he's countering you, and you have to just wait that out. If he does counter, you can wait and punish him on landing. But again, like you have to just make that guess, and I think high-level Henris, they're going to knowledge check you with that. Pretty simple strike throw game right here. And now, because Redeemer has established that he can jump in and counter, Elsa has to think twice before they go for any sort of pickup right there. I'm also blanking on Elsa's preferred pronouns at the moment, so I'm going to default to they, and if I am incorrect on that, do correct me in the chat. I say chat, it's YouTube comments. A very simple strike throw gameplay right there. I think this is why we saw Redeemer go for the install super earlier, was that he wanted to be able to constantly threaten, like just, you know, a normal into plus frames, strike throw mix-ups. This is a good pickup here, and Elsa's going to be very aggressive with the Love's Redemption stocks in this round, basically burning out Death, using some of the 5U to restore some of the stocks, but, you know, they're going to be playing without any stocks for like 12 seconds here early on in the round, which is pretty fine. Like, they have a huge lead because of those hits as it is, so Redeemer plays it slow. Not able to get the full pickup right here. Still able to smother Death, get a full pickup into the corner, but we don't have the resources to actually kill. Pretty tricky situation. A good pickup there from Elsa. So this is game one, final round between the two of them. And you can tell it's actually pretty close right here. And this is the main reason I wanted to actually upload this, because y'all don't know about Redeemer. He got 9th place at the tournament. Y'all would have seen him play it on stream against Artorias. And the thing is, they ran some long sets against each other. So Artorias was aware of, like, Redeemer's habits. Was some of that right there. Yeah, we're dealing it, playing with it slow, right? Like, we don't need to get caught by Death. Able to barely escape that. We snipe out the jump, and now we get the full pressure right here. Plenty of tick throws. So it's almost to the point where I think Redeemer wanted to go for like a delayed fall dive kick maybe. I'm not sure about the overlapping inputs. This was a gorgeous pickup. Drops his combo barely. But now, like, because of like the super, you're actually just able to poke with a sweep and B+ on block. But yeah, good patience there from Elsa, waiting out for the counter. Like, that's the thing that you always have to deal with against an Henri, is constant wake-up mind games. Do they counter, do they not? And even then, if you go for throw to try and bait out their counter, he can just simply wake up with like a jump dive kick and get a full combo on you. So game one went Redeemer's way.
This is a good move by Elsa. Back to character select.
And I like the what's happening right here as well. You're going to see Elsa hover over character select for a while, kind of thinking about maybe switching characters. But really, I think this is just icing Redeemer. There's some fun statistic out there. I don't have the source for it. But people who, after they lose game one, if they go back to character select, not necessarily like counter pick or anything like that, but just go back just to slow things down, they tend to win more often than if you just instantly hit rematch, like in these tournament settings. I think like some of that is like the winning player feels like they get into a groove, and this just sort of resets the situation, resets the mental on both sides. So I do like this play from Elsa. So that's a fun little mental tech that you can add to your roster if you ever play in offline fighting game events. Or hell, even in like an online fighting game event. Air to air goes Redeemer's way. It's a good pickup. He's got the corner and everything. Goes for the throw shimmy, and he's plus unblocked. That's why you saw Elsa Brave counter there. And he's just holding ground, and I like that he didn't get like too antsy about going on in. Like he doesn't want to commit to a throw. Like right here, this is what I was talking about as well. Elsa goes for a throw, reading like a counter on wake up from Redeemer, and he just wakes up with a dive kick and gets this combo right here. So he plays the RPS with Henri in these situations incredibly well. Trying to apply some chip, but then we get a full pickup right here. I think, Elsa doesn't have the kill. Didn't have the Love's Redemption stocks. And this is something very weird with Henri. A lot of people, they have this reaction to ultimate skill flash where they just want to dodge. But when Henri throws out his staff and that spinning attack, forgive me, I don't remember all the names of Henri's moves or the notation for them. But you can catch a lot of people with that. So they basically like have to walk back to avoid it, jump over it maybe. If you spot dodge, you get hit. You can block it, take a little bit of chip damage. This is a gross setup from Redeemer. I like that he's breaking this out in game 2. Going for these little drop to then, take the Brave points down. This will actually be huge in this upcoming sequence here because Redeemer, I will say, should have 2-0'd Elsa. There's that jump parry, and again, like we're cycling back, like we haven't represented it, and we finally like let Elsa get comfortable. This situation was where Redeemer won, but he didn't have a conversion. I think he went for far M there, and he needed to do light. If he did light, he would have been able to link into the normal and actually combo into a special and win the set, but he missed that whole situation. He didn't have the meter to follow up with a Raging Strike, so that's why you didn't see him do it. He just needed to be able to hit confirm that. But Elsa, to Elsa's credit, found the opportunity, completely made the comeback, was in Super Skybound art range, and had like no Love's Redemption stock, so that Super did mad damage. So I feel like from here, you see that Redeemer gets a little more antsy. He's always occupying the space on screen with something. And Elsa, I love the way Elsa played that so slow, luring Redeemer in to then catch him with death and put him into the corner. And again, you can see Redeemer's like, okay, I know you're looking for throws maybe, or you're worried about my counter, so I'm just going to wake up dive kick. And there it is again, the JU to parry it. This is still very winnable for either side. Spin on him. Set up into plus frames. Brave counter. Elsa's out of points. But now this is where Redeemer went back to the well one too many times. Like, this whole set, he was showing a lot of Raging Strikes. He did, like, the reset in the corner. He did it in the player 1 corner and the player 2 corner on Okizeme. So Elsa was completely primed and looking for that option right there. Redeemer was just anxious. Well, not anxious. Impatient, I think, is the correct term for it right now. He was impatient to get the win, and he just needed to slow it down and find the next opportunity. Like, Elsa had no Brave points, so that's why you saw him go for it. Like, if Redeemer hits that, he wins. But Elsa's going to be looking for it because of that extra vulnerability that they're going to be finding there in that situation. So that was some of the mind games. So Redeemer just had to play it a little slower. No conversion, no punish on the throw. Shimmy. Oh, so many shimmies working Redeemer's way, and he goes back to the Raging Strike. This one I don't mind because it's early enough in the round. He's not saying either I win or I lose. It's, let's see if I get the hit. But you also saw that Elsa, while Elsa did get their guard crushed and lost a Brave point, they didn't spend a second one. They wanted to hold on to it because they knew that Redeemer was going to expect it, so he wasn't ever going to invest the meter in the follow-up. Good conversion here from Redeemer. Goes to the shimmy. Elsa recognizes that, okay, you're probably going to shimmy me, so makes the right read. Catches Redeemer again, moving around. He's just always trying to occupy stuff, and he's getting caught on these choices of his. Not willing to just chill for 2 seconds. Which, in these situations, it's hard to be patient. It is so hard to slow yourself down and to say, I don't need to do anything. We all get a little nervous. We all want to occupy space on screen in some way. We want to avoid our opponent's options. A good round start for Elsa. Now you can see that, Redeemer's trying to wiggle in some ways, and he's airing on counters. And now Elsa, I think, just doesn't care about the counters. Like, you know what? The counters aren't going to kill me. They're going to be a little bit annoying, but if I try to play around them, that plays into Redeemer's RPS. There's that spot dodge I mentioned, but the range didn't quite work out. And Redeemer cornered, not able to close the gap. And Elsa will take it. But this is a really high-level set. This is something really cool, and I wanted to share it with all of y'all. So appreciate you watching.